and having a Mike Harris as an import really stabilizes them. They have that energy, yung press nila or yung pressure defense nila with those guards, and like Calvin Agueva also, his energy is there. And there is now the stabilizer who is controlled and veteran leadership of Mike Harris. So magandang compliment sa kanila yon, and it works and it shows ngayon early this season pa lang.
Now, Diego, I'll also have to ask you, every time that Magnolia is playing, you will either have a Paul Lee, a Mark Barroca, or a Gio Halalon, a combination of the three on the floor. How difficult is it as a point guard to know na kahit anong mangyari, ang taas ng level ng point guard play nitong Magnolia?
Well, aside from their offense, Gio Halalon is a threat on offense. He can drive, get to the paint. He's been having great numbers in terms of assists. Mark Barroca will always be a steady presence, and then si Paul Lipan and Jan will always be a lethal scorer. But I think it's really their defense. As a point guard, matatakot ka even if you're a starter or a bench. There's gonna be Mark Barroca who's hounding you the whole time while you're trying to set up a play. And then Gio Halalon is there if you're going off the bench. So you really have to be careful. You really have to work for your offense to work when you're playing against this Magnolia defense. And tama nga si Kuya JV. It's their defense that's working for them, and then yung offense, they just push the pace and get easy baskets in transition.
One final question about Magnolia, bibigay natin kay JVee Casio. Of course, JV, you played alongside Mike Harris. You competed with him against this team, against Magnolia in the finals. So what does he bring to the table? Even at 38 years of age, he is the oldest import we have on the field, but he is one of the best right now.
Parang di halata na oldest.
Galing talaga. What does he do in practice para panatilihing mataas yung kanyang performance?
Kung makita nyo lang sa practice, how he works hard, not really work hard that he runs all the time. He has his own pace. Pero after practice, he uses his bonds, works out with his, and he brings people along Magandang teammate talaga si Kuya Mike Harris, di ba? Pero it's just yung presence niya and his leadership. He is very experienced. And mararamdaman mo And like I said, yung pag-stabilize niya on a pressure or fast-paced team, it complements really on how the team will go.
Okay, now moving forward to the Meralco Bulls, the number 2 team. Their record is 2-0 right now. Dalawang laro pa lamang yung nalalaro nila. But we're already seeing a lot of great things, specifically from their import, Tony Bishop. Diego, we know that Meralco has had a great run with Alan Durham. Pero ano yung ibang binibigay nitong si Tony Bishop that, Meralco's hoping would bring them into the finals again?
Well, Tony Bishop is not going to be an Alan Durham in terms of his impact on the game. Coach Norman said that Tony Bishop is not the guy. You'll give him the ball, he'll dominate and just create for your team. He wants to be involved in the system. He can shoot from the outside. He can space the floor for Meralco. And it's been working for them. And one thing I like about what Meralco's doing right now is they're trying to push the pace. Usually, they're a set-up team. They want to run their sets. Right now, I see the difference. They're trying to make more stops, get rebounds, and then run in transition. Because Tony Bishop can also run and outrun the other imports of the other teams.
Now, JV, for the Meralco Bulls, alam natin that they've been successful, at least in the past couple of editions ng Philippine Cup. Now, how important is that, knowing that even all Filipino, kaya nyo nang lumaban, kaya nyo nang umangat papunta sa semifinals? How important is that now that they have a really good import joining them?
It's very important. It started siguro sa core nila ng team. Nandyan yung core nila for so many years, and it went to the finals. And they added some pieces that works that they thought that it would work for them, like Almasan, Pinto is playing awesome. So, and having Tony Bishop now on this team, not a go-to guy, like Coach Norman said it, but yung gumagalaw rin siya so it involves the plays structured yung offense, and he's moving along the plays, and nagugustuhan niya ng mga teammates, and that's how Meralco is, and that's what is working for them right now.
Now moving forward to the team that has the most wins so far in the Governors Cup elimination round, itong NLEX Road Warriors. KJ McDaniels has been proven and tested after his stint with TNT in the last edition of the Governors Cup. But now, Diego, it looks like he has a chip on the shoulder. He wants to prove na, teka TNT, dapat ako yung kinuha nyo eh. And now, I will try my best to lead NLEX to the finals.
Well, that's true. They have the most wins. They're at 4-1 right now. Although their loss against Phoenix, KJ McDaniels had his probably first off night of this conference. He only had 12 points, 4 out of 15 shooting. So it really goes to show that where KJ McDaniels will go, that's where NLEX will go. So it's really important for KJ McDaniels to try to dominate, especially in that game against Phoenix. Phoenix played without an import for a majority of the game, so he really has to be aggressive all throughout the remaining games.
Now, JV, we know that among the locals nitong NLEX Road Warriors, the player who has been stepping up for them has been Kevin Alas. How important is it na siya talaga yung nagdidictate ng tempo kung saan pupunta yung kupunan? Because he has, 15 points, about 5 rebounds, same number of assists per ball game. And you can expect the same kind of numbers for him playing as a starter or even off the bench.
Yes, he has the confidence of Coach Yeng right now, and he's delivering it. And yun yung maganda sa kay Kevin, and he's been aggressive as always, as kung paano man siya maglaro, di ba? Kita mo, very aggressive. And he just keeps on doing it. And after, syempre, those injuries yung nangyari sa kanya, and he still keeps on pushing himself like that, napakaganda. And it inspires also his teammates, of course. And that's why they are winning right now, because of his leadership and parang backcourt generaling sa court sa NLEX.
JV, I will ask this question to Diego because I don't want to put you on the spot. We know that yung quarterfinals will have the top 4 having a twice-to-beat advantage. Diego, do you think that these 3 teams will be 3 of the 4 who will reach the quarterfinals with that advantage?
Well, I think so. Meralco is a tough team to beat, especially with Tony Bishop. Although with NLEX, if KJ McDaniels will struggle for some games, I think it will be a little bit different for them at the end of the conference. But I think the Magnolia Hotshots and Meralco, I think they have a good chance of getting that twice-to-beat advantage when it comes to the playoffs.